Hello and welcome back. As you can see, the first Nissan Leaf battery pack has made it into the motorcycle parking spot in my garage. It is 24 modules lighter. The spare parts box has acquired a few more battery heaters and battery heater wiring. I did not get a chance to take apart this battery pack. That'll definitely happen at a later date. And if we come over here, these are the cells. All the modules, I took everything off, and they are actually in, if you rotate them 90 degrees, they will be in the exact spots they need to be for my battery box. So I got this ruler here. My battery box is 33 inches wide, so if we align that up there, we come over here, we see we're right at 33 inches. So this is about the gap I will have in the middle here. And I'm thinking, lengthwise, my battery box is, I think, 38 inches long. And so you can see I'm 37, 38. I got an inch to spare. So that'll be up in the front. I'm going to declare this side the front and this side the back. So imagine these will be taller, one module taller. They'll be 5 high. This one will be three modules taller. My battery box is 10 inches tall. And you can see I've definitely got like tons of space to spare there. If I was very ambitious, I could probably fit another 20 modules in the back. I can fit 7 high, but then I'd run out of room. I'd have to because that would only get me 16, so I'd have to find room for another 4 modules. And I guess you could cram a couple modules in here and maybe some down the middle. I don't know, but it'd be a lot of work. So I'm definitely not planning on doing that. But what I do want is I want my main negative to be here on both sides, and my main positive to be over here on both sides. So each of these will be 20 modules, 150 volts, 65 amp hours, both sides. And I want both positives to be on the same side, both negatives to be on the same side, so those can just go right into the negative cables. And then the positive side, I've got all of this room in here to have the fuse, contactor, pre-charge circuit, maybe if I can't get them side by side, I can fit one down here. Maybe I have the positive fuse and contactor for one half, for like this half right there, and then for this half over here, because the cable's got to come back the whole length anyway. So I'm thinking that's my plan. For the battery management, BMS unit has to come in here somewhere. I've got height, so it's either going to be mounted on top, or I guess I could mount it in this little gap here. That might make it easier for the temperature sensors to get where they need to go. I'm going to have 4 temperature sensors. Don't know where I'm going to put them yet. Probably in the middle, maybe the 4 corners. Maybe this stack gets one, this stack gets one, that one, and that one. But yeah, I think that should work. I figured out the wiring, so we're going to magically teleport to the basement here in 3, 2, 1. And magically we're in the basement now. So these are the wiring interconnects and BMS interface wiring. So it's a lot of copper. These things actually weigh about, I'd say with both of them probably weigh about 3 pounds. Probably about 3 pounds of copper in this thing. It's pretty impressive, like the amount of wiring that they've actually done. I really like these holders, the safety covers, and I want to reuse them. I come up with this plan here, so a bit of thought went into it, and essentially this represents the upper one here. So if you were to zoom out, you can kind of see that's what it looks like, and then this one represents the bottom one. So what I'm going to do is I need to have 5x4 stacks, and if you look, I've essentially taken this section here is going to become this section here. might be a little hard to follow, but this section comes over and becomes this section right here. So essentially this is the master positive here, becomes the master positive here. This negative terminal here becomes this negative terminal. So the battery pack ends up being 150 volts across this whole deal. And then, of course, to finish it, this little section down in here comes from here, and this little chunk right here goes right here. And that is using the parts is kind of like Tetris. Ended up getting the battery pack the way I wanted. So this becomes a negative right here, and we go up through this way, around, through this way, across, around, all the way across the bottom, up through this way, and then finally out the other end. So that there's enough gap in between these that I'm not worried about, because the way they've got it, they have a pretty decent voltage differences between a lot of the terminals on either side. So I'm not too worried about that. There's enough distance. We're only talking, the whole pack is only 150 volts, so the distance between them shouldn't be that bad. The voltage between terminals should be pretty safe. Definitely won't arc across this safety covering, so that should definitely be good. Unfortunately, because I am rewiring this whole thing, the BMS does need, because I'm going to reuse the leaf BMS, we definitely need these to be in the correct order, all the modules, and that's really unfortunate because the way they've wired this, they've only used purple and black wires, and they're all identical. The black wires are anytime they came off of one of these, so you can see the black wires are from the center tap, and then the purples are all from the actual cell, the other side of the cell. So, because each one has 2 cells, there's actually 4 in there, but they're 2 in parallel, so we'll treat them as 2 cells, and they're monitoring one end and the center terminal, and then so that'd be one end of the cell, center terminal, and then the other end of the cell is down here. So that's how they monitor the other one, and then they'll monitor this guy, center terminal, and then this one's got one somewhere inside. But yeah, it's going to be a lot of rewiring. I've got my trusty wire labels here, and let's go ahead and label every cell. There's not too many of them, but I'll essentially take this electrical tape off of here and then ohm out to everybody and mark down what they are, and then when we rebuild it to be in this configuration, then I'll go through and cut and jumper whatever whatever order I need it to be in order to maintain it. So essentially, right now the way they have theirs in the correct order that it needs to be, and I'm going to have this be essentially module 48, 47, 46, 45, 44, 43, 42, 41, 40, 39, 38, 37, 36, 35, 34, 33, 32, 31, 29, 28. And then I'm going to skip the next 8 modules, and then when we get on the other side, I'm only going to have 1 through 20 modules. And so the BMS will have the middle 8 modules removed. I won't use those lines, and I'm going to change the code so it doesn't care about those ones anymore. It doesn't freak out because they're missing, and bypass the chips, balancing chips that are not needed, and we should be up and running with all of the Leaf hardware. Yeah, so that should be it. So thanks for watching. Oh yeah, look, all of the screws that came out of the batteries. Yeah, it's a lot of hardware. But yeah, thanks for watching. Bye.